Hey, what's going on, everybody? Lately, we've been talking a lot about triads, how to build them, how to play them, playing them as chords, playing them as separate notes, the major, the minor, the diminished, the augmented. I want to take it a little bit further and get you used to or comfortable with playing these triads even more, because it's going to be in your playing so much, you're going to need it under your belt. So let's go. So very quick, a while ago, I released a tutorial explaining how to play an arpeggio in 3 different positions. Now, that was just one more note than the triad. Triad is 3 notes and the arpeggio was 4, because we were working with 7 arpeggios, major, minor, 7 arpeggios. But it's very similar to that lesson. If you want to look at it, I can't remember the exact name of that lesson. I think it's 3 positions, arpeggio in 3 positions or something. I'll put it here or I'll link it. So watch that lesson if you haven't already. But this is similar. We're talking about triads. We're going to be talking about the positioning of triads. So let's take our C major. You know, we always start in that C major just so it's easier. So we have the first position of the triad. The triad is 1, 3, 5. I don't have to go over that with you guys. You know that by now if you're watching this video. So 1, 3, 5. That's your first position. So you're going to play that or start that with your 4th finger. 4th finger on C, 3rd fret, 3rd finger, D string on the E, and then you have the open string for the G. Now the second position you can play that in 2, 1, 4. So 2nd finger starts that. 1st finger, the E on the D string, then same string on the G. You're not playing that open anymore, you're playing that G. So that's the second position you can play that in. Now, the 3rd position you can play that in, 1st finger, if you really want a good stretch, to the 7th fret on the A string to the E. So 1 stretch, 4, and I like to play that with the 2nd finger, my last, the 5th note or the 5. The 3 that you have all together, you have 4th finger starts, 2nd finger starts, 1st finger starts. Okay? Those are the 3 ways, or the 3 main ways that I like to play or mix up this arpeggio or this exercise. It can become an exercise if you would like it to. So 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 boom. Okay? So you can create that as an exercise, playing those different positions consecutively. Now, like I said, if you saw the other arpeggio exercise or the 3 positions you can play the arpeggio in, very, very, very similar, but we're working with triads. It's a little bit easier, a little bit more simple with this one. So what we're going to do is go through each one, the major, the minor, the diminished, and the augmented, and figure out different ways we can play these arpeggios. It won't be 3 ways all the time, but you always want to make sure you have a different way to play them, or a different position, so you can be comfortable playing them anywhere on the neck. So the reason why we do this, I know you might be asking, okay, we're playing the same thing 3 different ways. So a lot of the times when you're playing different bass lines, depending on where you end up or where you leave off, so say if I'm playing a bass line and my 1st finger ends there and I want to play a major triad. Now my 1st finger is there and I can't play that 1st position that we played with the 4th finger, so I can easily play the 1st position here, or easily switch to the 2nd finger and play that position. So you're not getting held up every time you play a bass line or every time you're playing something and you only know one way to play an arpeggio. So you're not getting mixed up. There's one thing that I always compare this concept to, and that's navigation or driving or walking to a certain location. So one person may have a way that they can get there. I can go down this street, then turn down this one, and I can get there faster. Or I can just go around on the interstate or on the highway. I can go around and I can get there quicker here. Or I can take this road and go, you know what I mean? You see the concept, you get it, right? So there's several different ways you can do it. They're all getting to the same place. We're all doing the same exact thing, getting to the same place, starting and ending in the same spot. But depending on where you go, it's a personal preference. Or if you have all 3 ways, you would never get lost. That's why I like to do these different arpeggios or different things or different scales or riffs or bass lines. It doesn't matter, in different positions. So I'm always comfortable wherever I am. So let's quickly go through the rest of these, the minor, the diminished, and the augmented. So the minor, you have 1, you have minor 3 or flat 3, and then you have your 5. So it's not that much different from the major. So you're playing 4th finger, 2nd finger on the D string, that E flat, and then you open your G. All right, the next way, you can play 3rd finger C, first finger of the E flat, and then a stretch to the G with your fourth finger. Okay, so I'll have these written out for you guys as well too. So I'll create this into an exercise. So the minor, where we at? Yeah, there we go. Second way, third way. So first finger starts that, fourth finger of the minor third, and then the 5 with your third. Okay, so that's the minor. The diminished, that's how I like to start that one. So third finger starts the diminished, third, first, fourth, or first, fourth, second. Okay, so same exact notes. You have your E flat here or your E flat here. That's the beauty of playing the bass or playing these patterns and shapes. You know that E flat or this note is the same exact note. So you have the benefit of playing either one. Okay, so both ways for the diminished. Okay, and then the augmented. So third, second, first, you can actually see that shape is actually a diagonal line. So that's the first shape that I like to play it in. Then the second shape is second, first, sharp 5, stretch with the sharp 5. Okay, so you have second, first, and then to the 6th fret, you have that sharp 5. Okay, so that's the augmented. The other way is first, go to the major third on the 7th fret, and your third finger plays that sharp 5. Okay, so you get it? So all together, I want to go through these quickly. Major, minor, and there's 2 positions for the diminished. Then there's also 2 positions for the augmented, or 3 positions for the augmented, sorry. One thing that I didn't mention was the other position for the diminished triad. So I know we covered that before, and it was that positioning there. But since we're in this register of the bass, it's tough to play that. You don't have any more notes coming down this way, so you have to shift all the way up here. So I'll put that in another exercise. For now, I want to do this exercise again. I'm going to play them consecutively. I'm going to play major, minor, augmented, and then diminished at the end, because for this case, there's only 2 positions for the diminished, but we'll go over that one at a later date. Okay, so the exercise in full. 1, 2, 3, major, minor, augmented, diminished, 3, 4. Now, if you want to do that backwards, you can, by all means. Try it out, challenge yourself, and do that backwards. But you don't have to. For this case, you can just play those arpeggios. You want to play them up and down. You can as well. I actually would recommend that you play them up and down, but this is just one particular exercise that you can use to get yourself comfortable with playing all of those positions. So make sure your notes are coming out clean, clear, and precise, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.